Before this video starts, I just want to mention my clan has achieved chest 11 successfully, and we're looking for people to emp the chest. Now, of course, that requires money to actually emp the chest, but if you look over here, right? If you look over here, you see that, well, Watchers Amplifier, that's what the thing you need to buy to like join the clan. You know, it sells 23 euros here, but that's because I'm on iOS and I'm in Europe. If you're like on a regular device in the US, it's only 20 USD. So you need to buy this 5 times total to actually get the chest 11. I know it's expensive; it's $100 total USD, but to be fair, it is worth the price. You get a lot of medallions, max skins, etc., etc. And you're not gonna really get a chest 11 for any cheaper. So if you want to end the chest, you know, you can join the Discord server down in the description and message me there on Discord. And then I will let you in the clan if you want to amp the chest. So yeah, I guess you can consider it if you can afford it, else don't. But yeah, let's get on to the actual video now. In this video, guys, we played ZOMG Superdome Speed Bonanza, the new heist arena, with my favorite game mode in it. And the reason for that, well, it's gonna be really impressive to watch for you guys, I think, because it's especially like connected to micro. So the notion of, you know, buying and selling towers to get their abilities super fast. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really impressive to watch for you guys. So stay tuned for that. Watch till the end of the video if you're gonna be interested in that kind of content, and let's get right into it. So here we have the first game of the video against Moises M. We're on Super Monkey Lane. There's my profile. There's his profile. You can see he's not like that experienced with the game because he doesn't have more than top 100. And yeah, this is the strat we're going to be running here. Heli Found Cobra, genetically enhanced crops, lightning, eco-nerf. The reason for this, well, you're going to find out exactly what this strategy is all about if this is your first time watching it, because I've made videos on this before. But yeah, you're going to find out exactly why it's so good in the upcoming few seconds. So we're going to Super Monkey Lane here, really good map to microfast. And yeah, what we're going to be doing here for the start, this is really scripted, by the way, but here I do switch things up a little bit. We only go to 508 eco because he places a ninja right off the bat, and I realized this is because of ecoing purposes. And we're just going to be using our lightning on 11 seconds exactly, then our eco-nerf as fast as we can. The reason for that is to drain our opponent as hard as we can through anti-stalling, and of course the use of one eco-nerf, since we know that he's running passive and probably not a heli base loadout. Else you would want to save those eco-nerfs for helis. But yeah, the reason for that, we use genetically enhanced crops on 2 plants, and when we get 2.5k in hand, a bit over, we start doing exactly what you're watching right now. There we are. Now we really got the micro going. So you're probably curious as to what the hell is going on right now. Well, you see, this is Speed Bonanza. So Speed Bonanza means that everything is super fast. You get to send Bloons 2 rounds earlier, and you also... Okay, what is going on? We're just offensive pushing rainbows round 5. Anyways, this is a minute into the game, and we've already offensive push rainbows. I don't even have time to explain what's going on. He juggle lanches, and yeah, I guess this is a really exemplary game of the entire strategy, because he dies right off the bat. So yeah, GG's to Moises M. I guess I'm gonna explain what the strategy is all about really in the next game. Let's move on to the next one. So here we are against China Nation. I guess China Nation. Yep, that's his name. We're on cards. Very good map for my strategy. The shorter, the better, obviously. And we gotta be comfortable with micro on it. He readies right off the bat. That's cool. We got into the game very fast here. And yeah, the thing with the strategy, it's speed, so everything is 2 times speed. All the Bloons are, and we can send 2 rounds earlier. But most importantly, it's Bonanza. And what that means, right? What that means is that you're gonna be able to make double money off of everything. Bananas give double money. Everything gives double money. Bloon traps, powers, like super eco boost and stuff. Literally everything gives double money. But that also means it includes heli abilities. And heli abilities are not naturally supposed to be like, give you profit off of buying and reselling them, right? Like if you sell and rebuy the same heli ability in normal game modes, it wouldn't make you actual money. But since it's double here, it's twice as worth it. So you actually, low battery prompt as per every video. So you actually end up making 1k to 2k profit per heli crate. And that's actually crazy profit here. Now, I'm not actually going crazy on the micro because, I mean, I know I micro stuff very fast usually, but here I'm just being wary of the eco-nerf because that's the one thing that can actually
really impacts you when trying to do this Heli micro strategy is that, yeah, now I'm going actually crazy on the micro, all right. But yeah, the thing with this, with Econuff is that it reduces the sell price of all towers by 50%. And what that means is that instead of selling your heli back for 8.6k, you sell it back for 4.3k. And that really puts you a lot down the drain in terms of money. But yeah, we offensive push here really fast after getting up our factory to make sure we force the Apache out and manage to drain him successfully, because we do expect a passive loadout like Heli Farm Ace here, which is actually difficult to deal with. You need a lot of money to be able to drain it. You need to outplay your opponent by a lot. And right now that's exactly what we're doing. So we actually have a very good chance of winning here. You always want to send rainbows back whenever they sell their Apache to make sure that you force the Apache back and manage to drain as hard as possible. See, he was forced to sell his factory so many times, and here I can just send BFBs because he's so drained, even if I expect Ace, which ground 0 literally 2 shots. But the problem is that ground 0 pops the BFBs into Moabs, as you can see here, and Moabs are super fast because it's speed, so he needs to GZ micro like almost constantly. He has no time to make the money back from his Heli micro. Like, he just has to GZ super fast, and like it's such a problem for him. Like, I keep sending rainbows on top because he has no Apache or things like that, so it really forces the GZ out really fast, as you can see here. And here he got GZ glitched and actually died out of the rainbows because everything was just too fast for him and he didn't have the money to catch up. And we rematch him. So yeah, this loadout was super strong. Obviously in Speed Bonanza, Heli Farm Cobra is such a strong loadout. Like, it literally wins you if like you can micro decently. It wins you 90% plus of your games, like just from having good enough micro to be able to withstand like passive stuff. And here he did go Heli Farm Ace on me the game before, so I picked the counter strategy to it. Turbo Moabs deactivated abilities, but unfortunately you're gonna see in this video that it really didn't get to shine as much as it usually does in my games, because I only ever go Turbo Moabs deactivated abilities if I expect Heli Farm Ace. And the thing with this loadout is that it's really stupid, because I mean, Heli Farm Ace is also a stupid loadout in nature. It's literally just built to counter Heli Farm Cobra and nothing else. But this loadout here, Turbo Moabs deactivated abilities, fully counters it, because deactivated abilities prevents Heli Farm Ace from using their ground 0, which is literally the entire like source of their popping power and why the strategy even works to defend ZOMGs. So if you deactivate the abilities and you make sure that the ZOMGs go super fast, yeah, we have no lightning, so we start with Heli here, of course. But if you make sure that that like the ZOMGs go super fast and he has no time to react or defend them without like the use of their ground 0, you're basically guaranteed to win. And that's what happens every single game. Like, they just die to the Turbo Moabs ZOMGs that we deactivate the abilities with. So that's why I go this loadout against Heli Farm Ace here. But unfortunately, he does have Ice Farm Super. And the thing with In Ruins is that it requires me to drag up my heli all the way at the top in a spot that's also awkward to fit. And like, it's just super awkward to micro on this map. So unfortunately my micro is not that fast, as you can see here. And he eco-nuffed and we barely have 20k in hand. And we're almost dying to those greens, unfortunately. So we have to make sure that our helis are targeted properly so we defend here. And we don't leak that much, but we still leak a fair amount. Fortunately though, we can send some rainbows in. Despite having no eco-nuff or anything like that, so draining him is very difficult. We actually managed to send the rainbows in, and we adjust on top, of course, to force out the Viral Frost, which is a very expensive upgrade, and his cheaper source of camo detection with Ice Farm Super. And yeah, he would just keep heli microing with those adjustments up. I tried to drain him as hard as possible. It's our only option to win. But fortunately, the rainbows went through the super and the Arctic win. So we actually took a win off of those rainbows that we sent earlier. I know they took a while to go through, but they eventually did. So yeah, GG's. So here we are against legit 831. This dude doesn't seem like the most experienced of opponents, especially judging by, you know, the win rate and the medallion count, as well as the badge featured, and also the fact that he's not in clan. All those things combined just making me think he's not that good at the game, and we're going to be able to take a pretty easy win. So we go back to the usual genetic lightning eco-nuff. This is the most general loadout. You can do something against any strategy, and it's also the best against something like Ninja Farm Ace to run these powers. It's also the best that you can run against Heli Farm Cobra itself. So yeah, it's definitely like the best general option, because the main two loadouts in this game mode are Heli Farm Cobra and Ninja Farm Ace, which you're gonna see a lot of coming up next. Of course, we've not seen Ninja Farm Ace so far, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, the thing is, those are the two main loadouts that we'll be seeing almost 24/7 in this arena. However, so far we've only faced like Ninja Eco users and a Heli Farm Ace user and an slash Ice Farm Super user, which are not actually like the most common loadouts by any means, as they both have their respective counters. So it's not usually the smartest choice to bring them. Like the only things you should reasonably see in this game mode are Heli Farm Cobra, Ninja Farm Ace, and Ninja Farm Super. The sole reason Ninja Farm Super exists is to outlast Ninja Farm Ace, which gets countered by Heli Farm Cobra, and Heli Farm Cobra loses to Ninja Farm Ace. But then it should beat like every single other loadout in existence that you can reasonably bring. So I guess it's kind of rock, paper, scissors this arena. But the thing is that it's so reliant on like micro and how fast you can micro your heli. And that the game mode, like when like you're a very, very good Heli Farm Cobra player, it just ends up being like super tight to defend everything, and most people just end up dying, and you go crazy win rates, and like you win even versus counter strategies. So yeah, that's why this strategy is so good. But let's move on to the next game now. So yeah, there wasn't much to comment on in the last game because the guy just straight up played Ninja Farm, but like in the poor way, and he had low farms and just ended up dying to the rainbows, as per most people do in this arena anyways. But yeah, we're against I Love Sweat here. We're against the fan. Let's go. He doesn't like Swan Lake. It's okay. We're still gonna play on it. Yeah, Heli Farm Cobra Genetic like Ninja Nerf, the general loadout, of course. That's what I'm gonna bring against most people anyways. Sorry, I'm talking while yawning, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna bring against most people anyways. We're just going to be doing the send a start here of 510 eco into the farm glitch, which I've talked about in my previous Speed Bonanza videos. Feel free to check those out if you want to learn more about the game modes. But yeah, we're just going to be doing the general start here that covers like the most loadouts and is best against passive. So that's definitely what you want to do the most, the kind of start I want to do the most here, because you do have different ways to start off. You can save your eco nerf if you expect that they have heli, and it's usually better for you to eco-nerf the two heli micros, because it just makes money so fast that eco-nerfing the farms early is simply not worth it. Like, see, he just waited to eco-nerf my heli micro, which is a good idea on his end, so well done to him, and he has heli farm himself actually. So I'm more so expecting Ace and Cobra at this point, because very few people are actually bold enough to run a Heli Farm Cobra on me, and the few ones that do are actually the few ones that occasionally get in a win on me. Granted, they don't get wins on me often, but the only thing I've lost to, like in the past months as Speed Bonanza, is actually Heli Farm Cobra itself. Like no other loadout has actually managed to beat me, so I guess that says a lot about the game mode and like what you must do to beat me. You gotta play aggro yourself, else you're just gonna lose if you play passive stuff, because I'm too used to playing passive stuff and not like as much to play aggro in arenas. But yeah, he just died to yellows, so we take a pretty easy win here. Never gonna know if he has ace or not. Honestly, the fact that I have so little time to talk in between the games says a fair amount about the game modes. It's just too fast, man. Things happen too fast here. We're against NodJ007. We're top 4 in Prestige now at this point in the recording. I think I'm going to get to top 2 tonight. You're probably going to see me on the leaderboards if you go check. I'm pretty high up because of Speed Bonanza. But yeah, we're against this guy here on Shallow River. Very, very good map for Heli Farm Cobra because it's really awkward to defend on. And that's always what you want to take as the Heli Farm Cobra user. It's always this kind of map where it's just awkward. But yeah, we're of course going to do the lightning anti-stall thingy by using lightning on 11 seconds, which allows us to pop all of the AI Bloons instantly, and then we can eco-nerf as fast as possible. So it's actually really good to do all this because it just allows you to like drain your opponent by making the rounds shorter and stuff. I've kept on saying this in like so many videos that it's better to anti-stall or stall depending on what strats you have. If you outlast one or if you want to kill your opponent early, it's always important to keep in mind that you want to anti-stall or stall the rounds. So yeah, that's my number 1 tip. But yeah, here I'm just going to micro the helis as per usual. He has eco-nerf, but he used it at a poor timing where I can just sell my farmer and I don't collect any of the bananas under eco-nerf, which is what he tried to get me to do. But yeah, now I'm just going to keep microing my helis. He eco-nerfs, and we're not that high on money yet, but it's okay, because we're just going to use that spare money that we have to offensive push yellows, and then we're going to eco enough. And the way we do that is because we have actually enough money in hand after selling the Republic to send some rainbows in instantly. So we're going to do exactly that. And yeah, we're just going to be sending a few pinks, and then just going to micro some helis back. But as it turns out, he managed to defend, so we're going to need to micro some more and go for a rerush, because I mean, of course, you don't want to let Ninja Farm Ace get away with like any kind of free farming. So we do end up sending it back. It's going to force a whole lot more defense. We just send Regen Rainbows on top while microing our helis. Specific to iPad, by the way, PC players and phone players cannot do this, but as an iPad player I can, and you see how effective that is. We sent basically infinite Regen Rainbows and took a quick kill thanks to that technique. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. So here we are against Jefferson 5023. Buddy is on the last stretch in terms of his medallions. Like, this is ZOMG Super, don't want you risking all your medallions in there. We're at top 5 on global at this point recording, goddamn. I think I'm not even like top 5 anymore. People have started to outgrind me because I've not been playing in a while because I have better things to do. But yeah, we're against this dude here on Roadblock, of course. So I'm just gonna be pretty much like going for the usual farm stuff. Roadblock is a very, very good map to micro on, but it's also like really long, so it has its problems. But against people like this who are not too experienced with the game, you can send the rainbows really, really early because it's really comfortable to micro on, and then the games just end up ending themselves faster. So that's why it's worth it to ready up sometimes, even on the longer maps, because if they're comfortable to micro on like Roadblock, then you're just going to end up microing so fast you're going to end the game super early. And as the Heli Farm Cobra user, you definitely take those. So yeah, of course it minimizes the risk of choking as well, which improves your chances of winning. You always take that kind of stuff. But yeah, here I'm just sending a lot of greens, then blacks and pinks just to like try to layer stuff behind, but it's not going to do much because he upgraded his super, which is all I wanted to get out of him, so it's really good. And now you're going to see that, yeah, I have a bit of more trouble than I would expect microing here, but it's okay. We end up sending on round 5 anyways. Because of the huge anti-stall, we send near the end of it, but that's because we anti-stalled a whole lot. We still send at 1 minute 6 seconds, which is not bad at all. And here the game is going to end very, very soon because he's going to die from those rainbows. And yeah, we take another pretty easy win here against Jefferson. Sorry for your medallions, but don't go into ZOMG with this medallions, alright? So there's Xyrem. We're on Roadblock again. I'm completely fine with that map because I don't expect this dude to be like actually a really good opponent because of his medallion count and win rate as usual, and also the fact that he's in Blue Blood, because Blue Blood members are not usually that good since it's not the most killed clan by any means. I'm not gonna throw any shade on them. I like Blue Blood as a clan, but like it's mostly because they gave me free wins. Anyways, okay, guess we're gonna just do the usual starting stuff with the lightning, doing a little spinny thing before using it for the show, I guess. Now I'm gonna send pinks right off the bat because the round's anti-stalled, so you cannot send like anything additional around the one aside of pinks, because you're just gonna hit round 2 anyways, so sending pinks right off the bat is a smarter option. But yeah, he eco-nerfs, and we actually genetic into the eco-nerf. It's not that big of a deal, but it's losing out on some bananas that are half-priced. It's nothing like Eco Choke where it just completely negates the income altogether and you get $0 instead of like 60 or 120. So it's not that bad, and we actually end up affording the heli farm decently early on, so it's not the end of the world by any means. And yeah, we're just gonna be heli farming here for pretty much as long as we can, as hard as we can before the eco nerf that's eventually going to come up. Here he just instantly like goes for 2 republics after using genetic really early, so he doesn't have a lot of money in hand at all, I know that much. And he even upgraded his farm to a plantation, which is actually a whole lot of money that he doesn't have in hand that we can just eco nerf, and then all of those republic cells, all of those plantation cells are all going to be half priced, so he's going to be super drained out of it, and he's even going to die from the rush right off the bat. So yeah, definitely don't greed too hard against Farm Cobra, that's my #1 tip. But yeah, GG's to this guy. So here's Ras. No, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. Never mind. I'm not even going to begin to attempt. A game, actually very good. Very comfy nap for my left side because, yeah, my left side is my weaker side when it comes to speed bonanza. I'm not as fast on the micro as right side. It's still very good, but yeah, it's not like the most like peak micro that I can possibly have. You're not gonna find it on my left side. You're gonna find it on the right side. Although I guess I'm still not all that bad on the left side. You're gonna see that here. He has monkey glue with wizard, so what we're gonna do is just send a bunch of pinks to like slowly use it up, because yeah, you don't want that glue on the track for the rainbows that you're gonna send later. Here he monkey glues like early enough into the send path that they can just use blues instead to actually pop the glue down. So yeah, now we're just gonna go back to sending pinks. And here his glue actually completely popped, so that's really good for me. I'm gonna start sending blacks at this point in the game. And finally we get our heli micro down, and yeah, as you can see, my left side, not that much to be desired. It's by that I mean it's not all that bad. I probably used the expression wrong. I'm sorry. I don't speak English like as my first language. My first language is French. But yeah, we're just gonna send rainbows around 6. 104. Pretty good timing to send rainbows into the right side, and yeah, definitely like one of my best micro experiences on the left side. So yeah, that was a really good game for me as a left side like weak player, I guess. I don't know. And here's Anti here, actually. Okay. This is a very, very good opponent, undoubtedly. He has very good micro. He has the experience that it takes to like actually win some games in this arena. So this is not a bad opponent at all. We're on the left side too, so our micro is not the best that it could be. It's pretty good. But yeah, I don't expect like actual heli farm Kerber on his end. I expect heli farm ace rather. So instead, I'm just going turbo mode to activate the abilities because I expect the heli farm ace, of course, coming from him, because I don't think that he's confident enough to win against me with heli farm Cobra. But yeah, just a bit of a spoiler alert, he did not have ace. He had a different tower. Anyways, since he does not have ace, although that is not optimal, our side is not optimal. Nothing is like optimal here actually, but it's okay. We're still gonna try to make something work here. I'm nowhere near like able to be in my top form on this map on this side. But you know what? It's okay. Especially not with this strategy either. But yeah, he econefs here. And here I thought I used my deactivated abilities like the second that he got up his first heli, but for some reason the button just didn't press. So that is one more thing that went wrong. So that's rather unfortunate. But yeah, we're just gonna try the micro here to the best of our ability. I'm just gonna go for this heli here, try to defend the greens that he sent, because I think he realized I don't have lightning at this point. But yeah, unfortunately, it's getting difficult to defend those greens. I have to micro my heli in the back, which is a bit slower, but it saves a few more lives. So I guess it's not all that bad. And here, he just instantly eco-nerfs and then goes for Cobras. So I think my first thought here is, okay, just go for downdrafts, try to like blow back those rainbows, and then eventually when the eco-nerf expires, I can sell it and then go for my Apache, which I prepare right here. But unfortunately, he sent so many pinks behind that it just instantly layers and kills me right off the bat because he had Cobra. So, I mean, well played. That was a really good rush. Wow. But yeah, definitely GG's to Anti. Like, that was actually a really good play on his end. I didn't think that would kill me whatsoever, but he pulled it off very correctly. And here we're against MSU now. We're going to go back on wild results on the left side once again. Because I thought the last game my micro was actually not all that bad. So I'm just going to try for it again. And yeah, here we just go for Lightning Econerv this time. I should have brought Lightning Econerv the previous game too. I was stupid not to, honestly. It was a really bad decision on my end, and that's what caused me to lose. So yeah, for sure, NT didn't play badly whatsoever. GG's to him. He deserves the win there. But yeah, we're just going to go for the lightning bolts here. Usually on longer maps, by the way, on longer maps at wall resorts, you should be able to defend the Cobra offensive push rush that he did there. But wall resorts is actually a very short map for like mid-length maps, so it's way more awkward to defend stuff on it than would be for example, I don't know, outside. So yeah, I guess that's why the rush worked. And here I'm just gonna eco-nerf when he gets up his heli here. Because of course I expected the heli, so I didn't eco-nerf in the beginning from this dude, because I did play him before and he seemed like the kind of guy to play heli, and I was correct actually. So here we just go for another 0-0 heli to defend those blacks without the lightning, which he used instead, which is also a correct option. I don't exactly disagree with it. And yeah, here we're gonna go for the factory again. This time he won't punish though with any like cheeky Cobra offensive push whatsoever, because I mean I do have the lightning, 2 of them in fact, to help me defend against them. So I think that's why he doesn't go for it. Either that or he has ace. That's like one of the 2 things that are going on in my mind right now. So here I'm just going to go back for the micro. And what we want to do as fast as possible is that in case he has ace, you want to offensive push some rainbows in as fast as possible. I don't know why I sent those blues. It was an accident. I don't mean to send them. But yeah, we do send the rainbows pretty early on. He doesn't have time to get up a facility, and he did get up his Apache though. So we sent some rainbows back as a prediction of him selling the Apache, and we actually sent him at the most perfect time possible. And we forced the Apache back up very, very fast. And here we already have almost 40k in hand, so I want to send ZOMGs as fast as possible, because yeah, the sooner we can send ZOMGs, the better it's going to be for me. In terms of like draining him, because I do expect ace at this point. He's just kept on microing and not done anything with the Cobra whatsoever, so I actually don't think he has Cobra whatsoever. I do way more expect an ace than the Cobra. So indeed he reveals it, and he does have any farm ace. And yeah, things are gonna go on for a while in this game, I'm gonna tell you that much, because of course he's gonna be able to defend stuff here. I don't expect anything different coming from Heli Farm Ace. It's really easy to like defend a single ZOMG, but all that it's about, Heli Farm Ace, is that you don't have a stall, right? But you do make money way faster than like Ninja would, for example. So if you do manage to make money fast enough, you'll be able to defend the faster ZOMGs, but those ZOMGs are faster, so if you're in lower money situations, it's actually way tougher to greed than it is with Heli Farm Ace. So here we just keep on microing those Helis, keep on microing 24/7. We don't want this to stop whatsoever. We just want the most money that we can to send the most ZOMGs that we possibly can to. And of course we don't want to die to those yellows, so we just lightning it. Round 14 is a rather awkward round if you only have this much defense placed down. So yeah, that's how we go for it. And here I already have too many Cobras, I'm pretty sure, to send ZOMGs. Yeah, I already had too many, but I ended up selling a Cobra, which I should have done so earlier. And we sent Space BFB on accident. This one's not supposed to happen, but it's not that big of a deal, as you're going to see, because he still has 2 GZ. This one's UMG, and I can send another one back at this point, so it's actually not all that bad. And I expect us lightning this AI here, either that or we go for another quad dots and we actually defend without the lightning, so we do have it for a later round if we want to greed using it. And here we go for the camera detection on our helis, of course. And we do go for the valuable bananas on our second factory, which we managed to build up despite sending all the ZOMGs constantly. And here we finally sell our excess Cobras, which allows us to send extra ZOMGs at our opponent, of course. And we do get an Apache for the round 18 AI. When we had the lightning, that was a pretty bad mistake in my opinion. I should have like used up that money to go for a third facility instead of going for the Apache, but it's not all that deep, honestly, because at this point in time, he's already too drained, and he ends up dying to all this UMG spam after 4 minutes of repeating that. So GG's to MSU, and that was the last game of the video. So yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this video, you know what to do. You can consider pressing the like button and the subscribe button, because those are literally just 2 presses of a button. That's all they take. It's literally just pressing 2 buttons, and they help me out so much. Like, recommend this channel to more people. We're also super close to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. If you could hit that, it would be like so nice. It would make me so happy. But yeah, please consider them. If you want to put in a bit more effort, you also have the options of leaving a comment down below, as well as of course channel memberships. I guess if you want to support me financially that way, but that's only an option. But that's only really an option if you can afford it. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be seeing you guys in the next one, and have a good one, everybody. Bye bye.